Good morning, friend. I hope you're having a great day because things are looking pretty exciting for our Dallas Cowboys right now. OTAs are officially in the bag, and the team is gearing up for minicamp starting on the 10th. It's that time of year when everything feels fresh, optimistic, and full of promise. You know how it is. Every player looks great, every play seems perfect, and the whole season feels like it's just around the corner. But here's the thing. While OTAs and minicamp are super important for getting everyone on the same page, they're really just the beginning. This period is when the coaches and players start working on the basics. It's where the playbook starts coming to life, the team gets used to the coaching philosophy, and the young guys try to soak up as much as they can. But don't get too caught up thinking this is full football yet. It's not. There's no real tackling, no full-speed hits, and that means the game isn't really happening just yet. So, when you see running backs making moves or receivers catching passes, remember, it's all a bit slower and more controlled than what we'll see once training camp hits. Speaking of training camp, that's the big moment, the real test. The time when all the hard work starts to show on the field with pads, contact, and live reps. That's when you really start to separate who's ready to make an impact and who might struggle. So while it's easy to get caught up in the glow of OTA's success and minicamp hype, it's good to stay grounded and know the real challenge is still ahead. With that said, I want to hear from you. What's your biggest hope for minicamp this year? Are you looking for a breakout performance from a rookie? Or maybe you want to see the offense finally find some rhythm? Drop your thoughts down in the comments, and if you're as excited as I am to keep up with everything Cowboys related, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Now, here's a quick question for you. Do you believe this team will have a strong training camp and come out ready to compete? Yes or no? Let me know below. All right, let's keep this momentum going because there's a lot more to talk about with the Cowboys and the NFL landscape right now. Stick around, and I'll get into some of the bigger picture stuff next. All right, now that we've got the basics covered with OTAs and minicamp, let's talk about some of the bigger moves and news that have been buzzing around the NFL and how they might affect our Cowboys. First off, I have to mention the Steelers and their new quarterback situation because, honestly, it's wild. Aaron Rodgers heading to Pittsburgh, it's something I still can't wrap my head around. For us Cowboys fans, this actually ended up being a bit of a win. Remember when the Steelers took George Pickens in the draft? Yeah, that was a distraction. But they got Rodgers now, and that changes their whole vibe. Here's what I don't get. Rodgers dragged things out for way too long. He could have signed his contract months ago, but chose not to. That left the Steelers in limbo, waiting and hoping. And at 42 years old, Rodgers isn't the same guy he used to be. He's got the talent, sure, but there's also arrogance and an attitude that says, it's not my problem. I'm not worried about that drama because, honestly, it's not ours to carry. But the Steelers? They might regret this move sooner rather than later. Back to our Cowboys. This is where it gets interesting. While other teams are dealing with distractions and drama, our team is quietly building something solid. The offseason is full of roses right now. Everyone's optimistic. Every player looks better. Every coach is confident. But we know football isn't won in the offseason. It's about what happens when pads go on, when hits come flying, and when the game speed turns up to 11. The offseason hype is great, but the real test starts soon. I want to hear from you again. How do you feel about this Steelers move? Do you think Aaron Rodgers will still be a threat this season, or is it more of a problem for them than a help? Let me know with a yes or no in the comments, and tell me why you feel that way. And if you're liking this deep dive into Cowboys news, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't yet. It really helps the channel grow and keeps you in the loop with everything Dallas Cowboys. Coming up, we'll break down the Cowboys' offensive line situation, which is changing big time this offseason, and why that could be a game changer for how the offense runs. So stay tuned. Now let's get into something that's really fascinating, the Cowboys' offensive line. It's wild to think about, but Terrence Steele is now the veteran, the elder statesman on the line. With Zach Martin and Tyron Smith gone, The team's offensive line is basically rebuilt with young players. Cooper Beebe and Tyler Gayton are just in their second year. Tyler Smith is heading into his fourth, and Tyler Booker is a rookie. That's a lot of youth and fresh talent, and it's a big shift from what we're used to. What makes this so important is how this impacts the style of play. Remember Brian Schottenheimer saying the team plans to run the ball more? That's huge, because Mike McCarthy has always favored passing, like 65% passing to 35% running. For defenders, that's easier to defend because they know a pass is coming most of the time. But if the Cowboys balance it out more, keeping defenses guessing, it opens things up big time. Here's where Terrence Steele really shines. He's one of the best run-blocking linemen out there, ranked 15th by Pro Football Focus. His pass blocking? Not so much. But that's been affected by the Cowboys' pass-heavy offense. When you're always passing, defenders can focus on rushing the passer, making it tougher for pass blockers. But if the Cowboys run more, defenses have to respect the run, which plays to Steele's strengths. This could be a game changer for our offense. A more balanced attack means better protection for the quarterback and more chances to control the game on the ground. It's going to be interesting to see how this young line gels, and if they can keep the quarterback safe while opening holes for the running backs. What do you think? Are you excited about this new, younger offensive line? Do you trust them to step up this year? Drop a comment and let me know if you believe. This group can handle the pressure. And hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a perfect time. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates on the Cowboys this season. Up next, we'll talk about why OTAs and minicamp are important, but why the real evaluation happens when pads come on and the season starts. Stay with me. So, we've talked about the moves, the lineup changes, and what's coming, but now let's get real about OTAs and minicamps. Everyone gets hyped this time of year. The vibe is optimistic, the energy's high, and it feels like the team is ready to crush it. But here's the truth. OTAs are just the start. They're great for getting players back in shape, learning the playbook, and understanding the coach's philosophy, but they're not the real deal yet. Think about it. You can't really see who's going to shine until players are out there full speed, pads on, taking hits, and pushing through fatigue. It's a different kind of challenge. You can run routes and practice plays, but you can't fully replicate game conditions. Especially for running backs, you don't know how good they really are until you see them break tackles and make moves in a real game. It's kind of like when you start working out after a break. At first, your muscles hurt, you get sore, and it's tough. But after a while, your body adjusts, and you don't feel that same exhaustion. Football is no different, except with the added element of contact and full speed, intensity. It's the contact and the hits that really test a player's toughness and skill. That's why training camp and preseason games are so important. That's when the rubber hits the road. You see who can handle the physical and mental grind, who can make plays under pressure, who's really ready to contribute on Sundays. Now, I want to ask you, how much stock do you put into what you see during OTAs and minicamps? Do you get excited about the off-season hype, or do you wait for the real games before making judgments? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you agree, hit that like button to show your support for real talk about the Cowboys. And if you haven't done it yet, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you get all the latest updates straight to you. We're just getting started here. Coming up next, we'll talk about some key players to watch this season and what they bring to the table. Don't go anywhere. Season. With all the changes on the offensive line and the promise of a more balanced offense, there's a lot to be excited about. Players like Terrence Steele, who we already talked about, but also the young guys stepping up. Cooper Beebe, Tyler Gayton, Tyler Smith, and rookie Tyler Booker. They're the foundation of the team's future, and this season is a big test for them. But it's not just the line. The running backs are going to be crucial, especially if the Cowboys stick with that run-heavy plan Brian Schottenheimer hinted at. Remember, you can't Fully judge a running back until they're moving at full speed, making plays in real games. So watching how they develop in the preseason and early games will be key. Also, don't forget about the skill players on offense. The receiving core and the quarterback situation will always be under a microscope in Dallas, so every catch, every throw counts. The way the offensive line performs will directly impact how well these guys can execute. It's an exciting time to be a Cowboys fan. There's optimism in the air, but also a healthy dose of reality. We all want to see our team succeed, but we have to remember that football is a grind. It's about consistency, toughness, and adapting to whatever comes your way. So here's my question for you. Which player are you most excited to watch this season? Who do you think will surprise everyone and make a big impact? Let me know in the comments. And if you're pumped for this season as much as I am, smash that like button and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of the latest Cowboys news and updates. Thanks for sticking around and being part of this. We're just getting started with all the news and insights coming your way. Stay tuned for more, and I'll catch you in the next video.